Hello, guys, and welcome to the Laws of Enchantress. This is the Enchantress series. Welcome to day 2 of my 3-day coaching. I might keep it for a couple of more days to squeeze everything in. So, I want to make this altar series. I have to say this, I'm so proud of all the Black women that are now, getting into the altars, spiritual, creating a sacred space. Why? Because that is a massive part of healing your sacred feminine core, and not only healing it, but repairing it every single day. But I think because of the new age and all the beauty of an altar, it's cool, right? To see an altar, and it's very attractive. But I don't think a lot of people know the meaning of an altar. So whether you use it for this or that, this is the meaning of an altar, and it transcends any religion, any race, any nationality. And I truly believe in honoring the sacredness across all realms. So why do we have altars? You're probably like, what's an altar, Connie? So when you create an altar, it's a sacred way to call spiritual energies into your home. It doesn't matter if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, if you are Christian, if you are Jewish, if you are Muslim, even if you don't have a religion. That's the purpose of an altar. That's why altars normally have lights so spirits can see their way. That's why altars sometimes have flowers and offerings to show honor. And that's why altars sometimes have, statues and things to show the deities, what you're honoring. And normally an altar is a place of sacrifice. And that's where you come in, Black women. You give yourself. You sit there and you're offering yourself. You're offering a way to be connected. And you're offering a way to honor the gods or any spiritual deity. This is really important. It reinforces your intention to invite more peace, serenity, and love into your space. And the way you do that is by invoking the spiritual world. So I want to be very honest. Right here, we have a Jewish altar. So even in Judaism, they have altars too. And it's really important for you to know as a Black woman, as you invoke on this journey, as you create your own altar in any way, shape, or form you feel fit, you know you're calling spiritual energies. And like I said, you need to know where your energy is coming from. That's a beautiful, I think it's Buddhist temple there. You just want to make sure because every god, every custom is different. And I do believe different energies coexist in this world. I don't believe it's one dominant energy and everything is fake. I'm kind of like modern with it. I think there's different realms, different realities. And whatever you adhere to, whatever you feel a connection to, that's what you're going to build that altar around. So it's really important, to know what an altar is. And, it's a place traditionally or an elevated structure. This is a Muslim altar that is a place to offer religious rites. It's a place to offer your gods and deities something or just honoring them. It's kind of like your meeting room, kind of like your conference room for you and that spiritual world. I'm Catholic. And as a Catholic, I have a traditional, that's my altar, that's how it looks, a traditional Catholic altar. And I normally keep statues and rosaries and crosses because my sacrifice is Christ. And that's who I invoke. I don't have to do anything or give anything per se, but just out of honor and respect, I put the candles, I put the holy water. Sometimes I'll put flowers, to please my God. And that strengthens your healing. That strengthens the strength. Traditionally, in the Christian Bible, altars were very dramatic. It was a place of slaughter. Before Christ died, people used to slaughter things there. So it's very interesting to see people use altars and not really know. Sometimes they have crystals there, and crystals, again, are energy. So you're calling in what? Spiritual energy. But you want to be very exact and very specific of who the energies you're calling. Why? Because sometimes energies come with stipulations. Sometimes certain deities, certain African goddesses may want you to do rituals. There are certain goddesses that may want you to take a bath, a cleansing. There's certain goddesses that may want you to wear certain things, dress certain ways. And I truly believe in honoring the customs of all. I know it's really exciting, the crystals, and it's really pretty, and it's gorgeous to have that there. But you want to make sure, this is a beautiful altar right there, right? But you see, what do you see? a plant, a candle. There's always some type of energy or light. And that's the way you honor the spirits, by having plants, by having candles, by having lights. Sometimes in Buddhist temples, you'll see people offering fruits. Crystals are very powerful. They harness light energy. And light energy, you must know, are the most powerful energies in the world. Not dark energy. Dark energy is dramatic and fast, but light energy will always withstand. That's why we use crystals. Crystals get energy from the light. They don't make energy. They harness the energy from the light. They keep that energy inside. So this is an altar you're seeing right here, full of life, flowers and crystals and greenery and water. It's very powerful to have water around you. That's going to be the next show. So you guys can learn the secrets of manipulating water for faster manifestation. And that's why I want Black women to know, when you're using these crystals, when you're using these stones, how are you, contributing that towards the spiritual realm? It's nice to have a place of peace. It's nice to have a place to meditate, a clear spot that is your sacred spot, that it's your consecrated spot. But you got to make sure, if you are in that altar, you're welcoming somebody in, whether you like it or not. There's some type of spirit, some type of energy that says, what a nice little house she made for me. An altar is basically a realm or a passageway for you to call on the energy of the world. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Don't get spooked. Every single culture on this planet, whether you're Buddhist or atheist, it doesn't matter. Every single type of structure has a way to call and connect and collaborate. That's where you get your power from. So it's really important to define where you're going to get your power from. If you're not sure, you're not a spiritual person, talk about the goddesses of nature. Do some research. Talk about the goddesses of African descent. You have to really figure out where you're getting your energy from. And the reason why I say this is because that's what's going to make your prayers effective. That's what's going to make your prayers work. That's what's going to help to heal you. These energies. And we've learned so much already. It's really important to define and decipher good energy and bad energy. And when you're meditating, and when you have that altar, you got to be careful, because you don't want to draw negative spirits and negative energies. And why do I say that? Because if you're just sitting down there, you have no clue. This is a Hindu altar. And they have fruit. If you took a close look, you can see fruit there. You can see bananas and strawberries there. You got to be careful, because you don't know what you're calling, and have control. There's a lot of energies in this planet, whether you're a believer or not. But notice a lot of these altars have what? A candle and flowers and greenery. That's the way to keep the energy around your altar pure. So if you're not sure and you're not religious, you're like, Connie, I don't got a religion, but this sounds good and I definitely want to do this. So what I would suggest to you is to guarantee that area is pure. Make sure you have rose quartz or clear quartz, any quartz that harnesses and keeps light energy, because light energy is always good, pure energy. The next step is to keep flowers or plants. Again, these are harvesters of light. Plants live off of light. They turn light, that's how they process photosynthesis. That's what plants do. This is a typical altar again. But again, there's light, there's candles, there's flowers. These customs go back and transcend any other religion. And I challenge you, if you have an altar in your house now, the best thing for you to do is get some roses or get some flowers. You see this? This is a Buddhist altar, Chinese. And you see there's flowers around and there's light around. I guarantee you, if you have an altar already set up, get some roses or get a plant and watch how different your next meditation is going to feel. Really, get a nice bouquet and spread it around. And when you call that energy, you're going to feel different. This is, I think, a Hindu one or Buddhist one, and you can see the oranges and you can see the roses and you can see the flowers. This is Buddhist. So this transcends. This is not Christianity. This is not Muslim. This is not Jew. This is the basic steps of creating an effective altar. And the reason why you see people have crystals around their altar or light around their altar or holy water around their altar. This is a way for them to harness and control the type of energy that comes through. Because sometimes we're having a bad day, sometimes we're not happy, and sometimes we could draw in. Now, this is a structure I put here of a large traditional ancient altar, and altars were always made to harness light. Some way, somehow, altars were great with capturing light. So you can see that there. So that's what I'm trying to tell Black women. I'm super excited for this course. I want to make sure if you are making an altar, you're doing the best you can to keep that altar harnessing the highest vibrations. Especially for people that are not religious and don't have a particular faith, that's okay. But there's tricks you can do to make sure when you sit in front of that altar, no matter what your faith is, you're tapping into the highest energy and the highest frequency. Again, you see light around this altar. You see crystals around this altar. And if you look very carefully in the picture, you can see flowers. And this is, I think that's Buddha again. And Buddhists are excellent in harnessing really pure spiritual energy. They're great at that, very pure. But you see, they have plants. They have a candle they light for when they do their spirituality act. So we want to make sure when you're praying, if you want to magnify it, you can use candles. And it's really good to know why all these things happen. Light is the purest form of energy. This is the traditional, I think, Catholic Church. You can see the windows, you can see the arch. Everything is made. Take a good look. Everything is made to draw light in directly on that center of the altar. And it's because light energy is super powerful. A lot of people don't understand the power of light. Dark is effective and fast, but nothing beats light. And here, this is incense. Incense is traditional across different faiths. And you see there's crystals here, there's candles here, and again, there's some greenery and some flowers. Once again, this is a way to welcome the purest, the strongest, and the most effective healing energy into your home. So take a good look at these pictures and get some ideas for your altar. For me, I love the effect of sunlight and flowers. I always try my best to make my altar in a space that collects light energy. I saw something online that said, oh, do an altar at work or do an altar in any space you... No. You got to make sure that space is a pure space for you because you're harnessing energy. So be very careful where you put your altar. You don't want your altar in a space or around anywhere that could absorb energy, because whether it's good energy or bad energy, that's the purpose of an altar, to draw in energy. And we're talking about spiritual energy. And you'll see this is a Wiccan, I think. It's a Wiccan altar here. So I was very fair. I have all religions. And even in the Wiccan altar, you can see the lights. There's some dry greenery. You can definitely see that there. So I wanted to be fair and show images from all over. And this is how you could heal your feminine sacred. If you're using altar to meditate, this is the correct way, or the more effective way. If you already have an altar, I would suggest flowers, lights, candles, and making sure it's in an area where you can concentrate and connect to that spiritual energy coming in. Crystals are great, but I don't think a lot of people know why crystals are so powerful. And it's because they have the ability to harness and hold and magnify light energy, which is what you use with you or work with you, carry with you when you want to heal your feminine core. Now, if you want to try to heal the womb, I would suggest getting a larger crystal. And as you're meditating, pass that crystal alongside the womb. Pass that crystal to the area and keep it there during meditation. If you have an hour meditation or 15 minutes, or I would try to cut that meditation in half in regards to where I would hold that crystal energy. So any of these crystals here, grasp it in your hand, both of them, hold it, your hands together, clasp your hand, and hold it over the womb as you meditate. That's pulling in powerful healing energy right into that center. And depending on what you're choosing, what your faith or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. There is a light energy, and you want to make sure you're using tools to bring in light energy. Certain crystals are better for certain things. The most powerful is the clear quartz. for the highest level of energy. If you want to combine healing quartz for love, you can use the clear crystal and rose quartz crystal. There's a lot of different crystals, but the one for love, healing, is a rose quartz. And you can actually hold these in your hand, clasp your hands together, and as you're meditating, hold it down and actually put your hand lowest right above the pelvic bone and do your meditation. And that is a great way to do healing. And you can do that in any faith. You can do that with Christian faith. We're just talking about harnessing the natural energy in the air. This is natural crystals. They harness energy, and you can charge your crystals in the light as well. So there's a reason why no matter what faith you go through, I think I took you through a lot. You see candles, you see flowers. There's just some way the altar is shaped to harness the light. And that's what you're using to help heal you and expedite your healing. I just want to make sure, because I see things online telling people to do an altar anywhere and, to do an altar. No, the purpose of an altar is made for sacrificial purposes. You're giving of yourself, and your sacrifice is opening up yourself, worshiping the energies that are coming towards you, showing honor, and creating not just a sacred space for you, but a sacred space for that energy to come into. And I would recommend you doing this twice a day. If you're having issues or troubles, you can do it 3 times a day. But keeping things and images around, that's how you have an effective altar. And I really want to make sure that most Black women, they get it right. Because there's so much things out there right now. And it's great. It's great. But I want to make sure if you have an altar in your house, you are using it the correct way. When you create an altar, remember, it's a sacred way to call spiritual energies into your home. It reinforces your intention to invite more peace, serenity, and love into your space. It can be used for prayers, meditation, chanting, or just a place of sheer beauty and connection to the divine. But again, if you want more of that connection, there should be some type of offer, some type of thankfulness. Go to your altar with a grace of gratitude. You see a lot of flowers in that one. Go to the altar with a spirit of gratitude. If you don't have a specific faith, you can just start thanking the energies in your life for the good things. Thanking them for your health, thanking them for your job, thanking them for anything, your children, your family, or anything good in your life, your pet. And that's the way you're giving thanks. That's why in most faiths, it's very good to give and show thankfulness, because that's a form of you giving something back to that energy. Remember, good feelings matter. Good energy matters. Good vibrations matter. And you want to make absolutely sure you are giving the highest, the purest, and the strongest levels of energies. That is your sacrifice, honoring that sacred space, showing thankfulness, showing humbleness. And I love the fact that this slide right here is showing you water. So when we talk about the talk tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to show you how to manipulate water and how to use water during your prayer. The use of water has transcended ancient religions, ancient Greek religions. Any religion in the world has used water. And a lot of people don't understand. Catholics have a holy water. A lot of Christians use holy water. A lot of Christians get baptized in water. What is the power of water? And even when I'm doing my experiment here for my experiment for this course, the rice experiment with the water, it's a great experiment. And here's a great crystal that's harnessing light right now and the greenery around it. So I hope you guys get it. I hope you guys see. If you want to reinforce that altar or build a powerful altar, having flowers, having greenery, having exposure to sun is going to make that better. And you can even see this is another altar, and this is Jewish. All right, and there's a seasonal flowers, jars of stuff there, bread, grapes, I don't know what that is in that jar, wheat. And of course, candles and light. And they call it the witchy world, but it's actually from the Jewish faith. And again, you have crystals, mirrors to reflect that light. So it's not uncommon to see mirrors but near the people's altars because it reflects the light and reinforces it. And the amethyst is also a healing stone. So if you need to heal the physical body, it's great to have crystal, clear quartz, and rose quartz together, some of the three most powerful you can have. This is a Hindu temple, a Hindu altar. You see the little elephant there? And again, you're seeing the repetition of crystals, light, and you're also seeing plants and flowers. You could take a look right in the corner. You can see a little plant growing out there. It's not an error that you see the use of light and crystals and greenery. This is how you should build your altar, which, not specifically, I don't want to tell you what to do specifically, but these elements you can add to your altar. However you want to structure it is all up to you. However you want to make your sacred space is all up to you. But this is a great way. That's another beautiful altar. She has the flowers there. She has the crystals harnessing massive energy. This is a very strong altar. And she also has a candle and one more round crystal there. And then also you can see her altar is facing the window. There's light coming in. So that's why it's really, really important for everyone here to understand the mechanics of building the most effective altar. No matter what your faith is, what your lack of faith is, even if you don't have faith, even if you're spiritual, even if you're not spiritual and you're just interested in healing, take advantage of these light energies to help heal your body. Take advantage, because this is the way to get the best manifestation. This is the best way to use the law of attraction. And this is the best way to manipulate that feminine energy. It's going to be really hard for you to get that feminine energy if you don't know how, if you are not sure. And a big part of the feminine sacred, before you can use that feminine power, is healing, nurturing, and knowing what to do to keep it up on a daily basis. So enjoy this video. If you have any questions, you can just go back, look at the pictures, and of course, you can ask me. And I hope it was very helpful to you. It was helpful for even me seeing it the 10th time I'm doing it. But definitely invoke all of these great elements and make your altar your own. Thanks for listening, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.